Okay. We have returned again. Peter,
Back on the
we're
airs.
not alone.
Yep, the airs,
I think-
as you say it.
I think back to the airs.
Mhm.
I think one thing we've realized in our multiple attempts at podcasting is we're better when we're not alone.
We always need another person to bounce things off of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we might be a little bit boring.
Female in nature.
Yeah.
Or is this going to be a punching bag? Is that what you two need?
Yeah.
No, I'll be the punching bag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As always.
Even better.
We should talk to our old co-host and see how things went for her.
Mhm.
So we are introducing Gianna today.
Hello, everyone.
Gianna, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, I can say a lot about myself. I'm a physical therapist.
You can
with
say a lot about a lot of things.
I can say a lot about a
You're
lot. I can yap.
Chatty New Jersey girl.
There it is. I love New Jersey. It's where I was born and raised. And now I live in Massachusetts. And now I know you two. And that's my life.
You've known us for a while.
Yeah, I know.
Right? How did you first meet us?
I was Gary's student back at their old clinic. So actually, how I first met you guys was you two came in and did a presentation in one of my classes. And I was like, oh my goodness, they talk about physical therapy like they love it.
Because we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every other person that came in there talked about it kind of dryly.
It's fucking boring.
Yeah. And I was like, these guys came in shorts, hats. And I was like,
Just
cash.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to sign up to go to clinical therapy.
You know why we talk about physical therapy like we love it?
Because you do love it.
Yeah, but you know why that's different? Because there's a lot of people who love physical therapy.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I think you should expand upon this, Peter.
The passion just flows through. It's one of the most important things that we do that is fulfilling for me in my life, that I can help other people with their health and wellness. And so when I talk about it, it's extremely exciting to be able to think through and then also educate, a new generation that has no idea.
Right. Because I think for us, it's not, like you just alluded to, it's not physical therapy. Like the way that most people see it.
Oh, yeah. Because when you two came in, the first thing I noticed was the different outfit, right? Usually when we'd have physical therapists come in and talk to us, they're in these tight pants that they can't move in. They're in a little button-down shirt.
Just to be clear, I mean, Peter wears like the tightest. It's like,
hold on,
he dresses like Spider-Man like every day.
Yes, but at least he can move in that costume.
They're malleable clothing.
Yeah, malleable. You weren't in like these like stiff khakis.
Yeah.
If you were in stiff khakis, I'd be like, okay, they're just.
So what does the outfit say to you?
That you're different.
Yeah.
Than the status quo.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think in general, like as a physical therapy for us is a portal to help people. It's just a way for us to get to meet people that then we figure out how we can best help them. Sometimes it's through things that we learned in physical therapy school, but many a times it's not. And I think that's why we speak about it so differently. So when you met us for the first time in your classroom, we speak about it very differently than maybe a traditional physical therapist is because we have discovered that.
So you just defined yourself as a physical therapist as the number one descriptor. You're not really.
I know.
I
know.
Like you happen to have a license as a doctoral physical therapy. You technically practice that, but you really don't, because in the traditional way that physical therapy is practiced, in the way that like you were referring to with the stuffiness and all that, it's not what this product is at all. It's not this service, right? This is something that we're helping people far more than just physical therapy in the scope of practice that you learn in school. We incorporate the whole person. We're not put in a box in any way. And then so in that way, and you know how this is we get to actually really help people with their overall long-term health. And so when we describe it like that, and because we get real results from people, boy, it's really fulfilling.
Right.
I actually had a therapist ask me this question once, and I think it's very valuable. Is tell me who you are without telling me what you do.
Yes.
And that has become so much easier for me to answer since working here.
Yeah, it's great. And I think like if you take that, like expand that out a little bit. So you go to a party, right? A bunch of people you don't know. Somebody comes up to you and says, Gianna, like, what do you do for work? What would be the traditional answer?
I'm a physical therapist.
Right. It also ends the conversation in many cases. You're like, oh, okay. Like, not the job itself, but like, I'm a lawyer, I'm a physical therapist, I'm a whatever. That's sort of like a great way to stop a conversation because it's just like, okay, you've answered the question, right? But if you change that, so let's try this. We'll try. We'll roll. But if you role play it, but the person would still ask the same question.
What do you do?
Right. So, hey, Gianna, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Gary.
Oh, what do you do for work?
I help people have a different and improve their life.
So now, what do you think I do with that? I'm like, whoa.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah,
and
tell me.
Right. So now
how do you do that?
Right. So now there's a real conversation, but it's also more true to what you really do. Right. So anyway, so we do speak about it differently because it is different. And I think for people listening to this, I think that's a great thing to try to take into life is like when people meet you, don't define yourself by like the title of the job. Define yourself more around like what is it that you really do in your job, right? And for every job, there's meaning behind it. So talk about the meaning and then let the conversation go from there.
And one thing too, when you guys came to visit, you made me laugh. Like we had fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that was also different than any other presenters we had.
Which one of us made you laugh, did you say?
Not me.
If you had to pick.
It was Gary at the expense of Peter.
What?
It's weird. It's
No
weird
way.
that happened.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like,
you know what's funny is like,
relation.
did you do one before that without me?
Mhm.
It was with me.
No.
You and I went together when I was a student.
Oh, it was her and I one time.
And then me the next time.
Correct.
Or anyway, I remember you saying to me, hey, I want you to come do this thing with me. And I was like, okay, like, sure. And he goes, really, I just want you to be like the comic relief.
Correct.
He's like, I'm going to do the thing. He's like, I'm going to get caught up in my slides. I need you to break it up and just make people laugh. And I was like, I could do that. Yeah.
That's literally that's exactly how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know how to bring the funny.
Yeah.
You know how to bring the funny out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice combo.
Yeah. I lack the serious.
Yeah. I'm way
you
too
bring
serious.
the serious. Yeah. It's a nice, it's like a perfect combo.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, moving on. I saw something this morning and I thought this was actually pretty funny.
Okay.
Well, not funny, but just weird. The universe. So I have a little calendar. My sister gives me one of those little desk calendars every year.
Cute.
Right, for Christmas. She's been doing it since I was like a kid, right? Since we were both
Does it
kids.
have like all of the family pictures?
No, it's
is it like one of those like you get a fact a day or
yeah,
something?
so this one is like more like daily inspiration, if you will, or
Sure.
or like advice, if you want to think of it that way. So every day you peel off the next one, you peel off the next one. So like our trailer for this show, we had some conversation.
Yeah.
And then specifically about things that we were trying to change or do different, right? So then, so there was yours.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder, like what was yours?
It was just more patience with my kids when I'm trying to teach them things.
Okay. So today's message, February 19th, from Life's Little Instruction Calendar. Cherish your children for what they are, not for what you'd like them to be.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we talked a lot about, I was like, we're recording today. The calendar knew it. A little piece of advice and wisdom for Peter.
Yeah.
It goes about being a dad.
I constantly think about it.
Mm-hmm.
When I go home today, I'm going to like set an intention of meet them where they're at, because otherwise it's easy to not. And it's easy to set the other expectations of should have, would have, could have. And as soon as you put intentions onto any circumstance, you immediately assign a value to it. And so in the other way, if I can just walk into it with a blank slate, and it tends to be much better, those interactions immediately. So anyways, so that's what I'm practicing.
There we go.
Yeah.
So my calendar knew.
Always.
Calendar did
Just
know.
providing some advice for you today.
The universe provides.
Yeah. So, all right. So today's show, we're going to talk about habits.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I feel like this is a great place to kick off a show like ours because much of what maybe we're going to talk about in the future, kind of the foundation of most things in life are habits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really good at defining
Me
stuff.
either.
You're way better at this.
Yeah.
Well, okay, fine. So I think it's important.
Your wheelhouse, buddy.
Yeah, fine.
Take it. Take it from here.
So a habit is something that we employ on a regular basis to get a desired outcome, I believe, because otherwise what's the point of a habit? Now, most habits for people are unintentional. Most of them are just things that they happen to find themselves doing on a regular basis, right? So like, give me an example, potentially, Juliana.
Yeah, so I'd like to. He just call you Julia.
I don't. He was getting to Juliana.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So what's great about this is like we have this conversation all the time. Like, who does Peter like the best? I think he Freudian just.
I think
told
he
us.
just said. I mean, we've always said Julia.
Yeah,
Julia said Julia.
Yeah. So
Well, I
Julia is
also
another
have said
person who works
Julia.
here. Yeah. So anyway,
My ranking at Julia's first.
yeah, I think Peter just.
I love you all the same. I
Yeah.
have no favorites
Gary
whatsoever.
today said that if we hire someone else who you talked to, that they would get to number one.
Oh, right away. Yeah, the new girl that we might bring in for marketing.
Gary loves needling.
Yeah, she's great.
He loves to get
Yeah,
reactions.
right away.
Gianna.
New favorite. This is actually a good spot because you're working on something yourself, Gianna.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Answer the question.
What am I
before
answering?
I screwed up your name.
No, but I know, but she should give the habit of like what she is potentially trying to work on.
Okay.
Don't you think? Like as a
Sure.
like as a habit?
Fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, we could try.
Well, okay. So backstory. When I moved in with my boyfriend, I noticed out of the two of us, I'm the slob. And I didn't like that.
So people who work with you have also noticed that you're the slob.
And I've been improving.
I think we have had to have like an intervention at some point.
Yeah.
About
We did.
Gianna being the slob. And
So-
and to your credit, you did a good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have been improved.
You took ownership of the
I
slobbery.
take feedback and I know.
But just not in
and
your
I
home life.
So the home life's improving.
Okay. All right.
So what I notice is that when I do laundry, I dread it. It takes me a long time. I'm not happy when I'm doing it. So I try to find the quickest way to make it not happen. Either it stacks up in my laundry bin or I do it, leave some in the dryer, and then it just sets me up for a week of, oh my goodness, where is this sock? Where is that shirt? And then it just gets annoying. My side of the room gets a little messy. And that's something that I've noticed about myself, honestly, probably since I was a kid.
And it gives you anxiety that the fact the room isn't clean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but it's funny. Like one of my habits is making the bed in the morning. I love a made bed. So I was thinking, okay, if I like a made bed, I would probably be way happier if I also had all my clothes done and put away for the week.
Where do they
For
normally
sure.
sit? Like beside the bed on the floor?
Clean clothes on the floor.
Just like
Wait,
Yeah.
so you clean them,
I clean them.
but then you just don't put them away.
Yeah.
she doesn't take that
Or-
next
What
step.
happens about the stack of dirty stuff? Is
Wait,
there also
wait,
a
no,
stack
no,
of
no, no,
dirty
no.
stuff?
So I usually have to do multiple loads at a time. So first load always gets done, put away. And then usually the second go around, that one will stay in the dryer for a little bit because I just got tired, didn't want to put it away. So half the clothes get put away. The other half, then usually Matt, my boyfriend, will have to use the laundry too. So he'll see all my shit in the dryer and be like, well, take this out, put it on, the bed. And I'm like, great. It's gracious. And then I will see it and be like, I really don't want to do that right now. So then that goes on the floor.
And it just sits on the floor.
Sits on the floor. So I told Peter this and I was like, Peter, I need help with this habit of not doing my laundry fully.
So what did you change?
So wait, hold on. So let's just say, okay, so the bad habit here is what?
The bad habit is that my personal space where I should be relaxing becomes messy.
Right. So the bad habit is just not doing the thing when
Yeah.
you should do it and things pile up.
Correct.
The good version of this would be what? Just give me not the solution, not how she should go about it, but what is like the good version? What would the good outcome be?
A good outcome is she gets peace of mind.
Well, ideally, what would she do?
She would stack it to a habit that she already does. So, I mean, she already identified the bed making in the morning.
Right.
You could do it that way, or if you wanted to do it in the evening, what we did is we identified a thing that she normally does every single like Sunday evening anyways. And then what's the next step to get that laundry off the floor and into the closet?
So
So the good outcome here is that it's just done right away.
it's
Like,
just done right away.
Right.
Exactly. So what?
So then the solution then is what Peter's talking about, is trying to like find a way to get to that good outcome. Bad outcome
Exactly.
is the mess,
Exactly.
the clutter, the lack of peace of mind. The good outcome is it's just done and you have peace of mind. The problem is, well, how do we get to that point?
Because
right?
I remember when I was talking to Peter about this, I had said, I know this sounds stupid. Like I want to be better at doing my laundry. Like that's ridiculous. I should just be good at it. But I was like, well, no, I want to be able to fix this in my daily life because a clean space does just make me feel better. So it's not really about the laundry. It's just like going home and be like, okay, wow, my space is clean.
Right.
Which I'm sure is how you go home when Josie comes.
It provides a benefit to mental health.
Correct.
So this kind of gets into the crux of it. The idea that where you just try to be better at it usually doesn't solve the problem.
Correct.
Right. So this is where we talked about in the trailer and sort of a lot about what the show is about, is not trying to be better, is trying to be different. Try to do something different, take action, do something different that allows for a better outcome. But this idea that you just have to be as a person, I just need to be better about this, typically doesn't solve the problem.
Those are all of the best intentions, but it generally doesn't. It ends in the mind. So really, to make improved habits, you have to first set the intention of, well, what do I want to be different? What outcome would I like to achieve? And then instead of saying, well, I'm just going to gut it out, or I'm going to employ my willpower or discipline, because
that didn't work.
So,
yeah.
And they don't work for most people. They do for some, but for the average person, for most of us, it's more important to be smart about it and do what's called habit stacking. So we all have these small habits in our life that we do on a regular basis. You identify the ones that are automatic that you will do no matter what. And then you say, okay, when is a time during the day that I can add, this other thing that I'm trying to work on that I don't do right now, what can I stack that on top of? So either at the beginning or the end of it. And then so now you just pair it. So now in your mind, the thing that you do automatically, you now also know that you're going to do the other thing that you have an intention of changing. And when you do that, it becomes so much easier because it's not this like arbitrary concept in your mind of I have to get to this thing that I never do. And then you forget about it and you don't have time. So I find when people habit stack, they're far more likely to actually act upon their intention. And then what is required is, everybody's heard the cliche, like a habit requires 30 days to be. I think it's longer than that. I think it's on average, it's much, much longer because it requires the brain to actually change the routine of how you live your life. And when you do things far more often, more consistently with habit stacking patterns, those eventually, the thing that's hard eventually becomes easy. And then now that's a new habit in your life that you no longer have to think about. And then you can then turn your attentions to something else, right? And so it's kind of like the idea of 1% better every day. If you have these things in your life that you'd like to change, stack a habit, do it consistently, it becomes automatic, then turn your attention maybe to something else. Instead of trying to change everything all at once and having it be overwhelming and then quitting like people do in the New Year's.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're good.
One thing at a time usually works better than many, many things at a time.
Yeah. I also, like you said, usually it takes 30 days. I don't like putting the days on it because then you're just motivated by, okay, well, in 30 days, this is going to become a little bit more automatic.
Yeah, it may or
I'd
may
say
not.
What you and I really talked about is that you're going to fail. Like think about this weekend. You came up to me on Monday and go, you didn't text me about your laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen. And it's like, all right, cool. Like,
and it's fine.
Yeah.
And then
what's
that.
Yeah. And then what's your plan now? I was like, all right, well, it's Monday. So I was like, I already knew. I have a plan. Monday.
It's literally
like
away. Plan to fail. So have the best intentions. This is the plan of action. Know that life will happen, and then sometimes the best intentions will be undone and you won't do it, and that's totally cool. And then you literally get back on it the next day or the next time that you were supposed to. Try again, and then try again, and it becomes a little bit easier over time. But it does require the intention and the focus, right? So sometimes people have a diary or like a dream board or whatever it is that allows you to turn your attention back to the thing you said you wanted to change so that you don't lose focus. Those are tools for people as well to change habits, I think.
So what I want to know is, what was the plan? So you had this issue. We have the negative thing that's happening. You're trying to do something different to get a better outcome. You went to Peter and you guys came up with a plan. So what was the plan in your case? Because I think this can be applied. This will be a good example of, for other people, yours is laundry.
Yeah.
For other people's, it could be whatever. They're trying to exercise more. Maybe they're trying to eat better. Maybe they're trying to meal prep. It doesn't really matter. Save money. It doesn't, whatever the thing is, this thing can be applied to all of those things. So what was your plan? What did you try to do?
So first we came up with, okay, what is a habit that I have that stays pretty consistent week to week? And that was meal prepping on Sundays. So I said, okay, well, while I'm meal prepping, why don't I also do laundry at the same time? Because obviously, I can go in the kitchen, cook up some stuff while something is in the wash.
As downtime. During meal prep.
Exactly. So that was kind of what we did. We stacked that on my habit of meal prepping on Sundays. So we then established, okay, every Sunday while you're meal prepping. So now it feels foreign that if I'm in the kitchen meal prepping, that I'm not also doing laundry. So that kind of is how it's shifted, where I'm like, okay, I have food to make and I also have laundry to do, so I'm going to do those together.
So then what happened this weekend where it didn't happen?
So what happened this weekend, which I, in my mind, kind of planned for, I love a vacation. So I was in Florida.
Yes.
I was in Florida. So that threw off my work week. So I worked from Wednesday to Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So
it was an outlier.
Okay. Exactly. So but outlier is going to happen.
Right.
So
I hear, when I hear the plan, I actually hear like an inherent flaw with the plan.
Oh.
But maybe I'm wrong, because when I first heard you describe your problem, it wasn't doing the laundry. It was folding and putting away the laundry.
Correct.
So to me, that if you're meal prepping, like you have to be, and maybe I don't know what you meal prep, but it feels like you would have to be present with the food.
Correct.
Right? You're cooking, you're packaging, you're doing whatever. Using your hands to do that, how can you also then fold and put away laundry if you're doing that? Because it wasn't doing the laundry. If it was just putting it in the machines and walking away, then
fine.
that makes sense to me. But like you have to fold it and put it away. You can't do that while also meal prepping. Am I missing something?
So what you're missing is that, yes, like usually the way that I time it is that it's all getting washed while things are happening in the kitchen. Once everything gets put away in the kitchen, okay, now time to go to the bedroom and fold and put everything away in the bedroom.
So it was more like do the laundry
while it's
and then after the food was made, then let's go put it away.
Okay. And was this the first weekend that you tried this? Or has this been going on for a little bit?
This has been going on for like almost a month.
Okay. Yeah. And has it been working up until that point?
Yes.
Okay. Has your boyfriend noticed?
Yeah.
What does he say?
Yeah.
He's like, see, look at that. Isn't it not that hard to put your laundry away?
Oh, he's getting a little passive aggressive.
That's not a good response. That's not a good response.
If he's listening to this, that's not a good response.
What should he?
You should almost not even say like anything. Generally speaking, from somebody who's been married for a long time, just get her flowers.
Yeah. Matt, leave it alone.
Which I don't do either, by the way. Yeah, leave it alone.
Can I say one thing about that?
Yeah, of course.
Just real quick?
Yeah.
And I think I've shared this on the Fat and Broke podcast. So I'll share it again. One thing I noticed in my relationship a long time ago with Stacy, and so we'd been married 10 years at this point, is the incessant noticing of the thing that annoys, that you get annoyed about your partner. So pet peeves, right? The thing that they do that you wish they did different. So instead of noticing them and then bringing it up and then having them never change, just accept them for who they are, that is what it is, right? Like literally in your brain, turn the switch off of like, well, I'm annoyed that she didn't X, and it is what it is. And this is a part of the contract of my relationship that I'm with her, that this is also this other thing that she does that I don't desire, but fine. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to pick up the slack, right? And then, and in your relationship, you have strong points. He has weak points, so on and so forth, vice versa. You just do for each other where each other lack, right? And that's, I think, the value of
So when you start doing it and it's a great result for him, he's happy too. The best thing is kind of don't say anything about it.
Yes.
Because you know why? Like, for instance, if I was you and he said that to me, you know what I would do immediately?
What?
Peter knows what I would do.
You'd stop doing it.
Not only would I stop doing it, I would probably go to my drawers and take everything out and just throw it on the floor and be like,
Sienna,
how do you like, that's nice, right? Because I'm defiant. And I don't like, if I did it because I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it. Right. And so if you tell me like, oh, see, isn't that nice? That wasn't so hard, like whatever. I'll be like, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed it because it's never happening again. He knows that. That's why he never says stuff to me like that. Yeah.
I try and figure out ways to get him to do the thing by agreeing to it, as opposed to telling him.
So anyway, okay, so great. So I actually have one. So when I lost all my weight back years ago, like I tracked my food every day.
Yeah.
And remember I celebrated like 1,000 days of tracking or something ridiculous? Just like so proud of it.
That's a lot of tracking.
Almost since then, I've been unable to track food at all. I can't do it.
And you've had a few times where you're like, I'm going to try again.
I can't. I'm almost like resistant to like tracking food now. And I can't figure out
why.
And I get really mad because I feel like it's like, oh, like I had all of that, if you want to call it like discipline and willpower to do it the first time. And I can't do it this time. Like I do a couple of days. I almost have resentment towards the stupid.
You haven't figured.
I've tried multiple apps. I was like, well, maybe it's just the color of this one. Like maybe I don't like the orange app. I'm going to try the blue app. Let me try this other app.
When was the last time you tried?
A few months ago.
Why do you want to track?
Well, because I put on a little bit of weight, but not a ton, but I want to get down about a little bit, like just for my own health, right?
He needs to lose like 8 pounds for his
That's very specific.
For his own self-benefit.
So
how does he know?
He looked at you and said, oh,
yeah,
8 pounds,
he literally just eyed me up and down. Like he needs to lose 8-ish pounds. Yeah, 8.
It's kind of what I do.
Sorry, Peter. We can't all be in maintenance like you for 10 years.
Maintenance.
We're going on our own little things.
I know. I'm excited.
So anyway, so what are your thoughts on that? Because I know I'm capable of doing it. I don't know why I can't restart a habit that I've had forever.
So what's the resistance? Like what? So
I don't know. I find myself resenting doing it when I go to do it. Like when I go to put it in, I actually find myself like,
why are you getting so angry?
I don't know. I don't like. I think maybe it's because I feel like I failed. That's why I have to do it again. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I went into maintenance mode. Went into maintenance mode. I enjoy
awesome.
I enjoy maintaining, like,
Take fives.
So I don't know if it's that. If it's like, I just, when I start to do it again, I'm like, oh, you loser. Like, you have to do this again because, like, you did it before.
Do you feel like you failed? Are you not happy with?
So I don't know. So I know I want to achieve this goal.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't really think of it as like I failed. Like I didn't do great on maintenance. I gained a little bit of weight. It's fine. It is what it is. But I think when I restart the thing, it makes me feel like I failed. I think. I don't know. That's the only thing I can
I try?
So we have to remove the emotion from it.
So what's your why?
Listen, dear Abby, I'm asking the expert over here.
Well, I'm just giving my feedback.
I'm just kidding.
So what's your why? Not I want to lose weight. Why?
I'm like, just one bit. I shouldn't have said
now
anything.
You're the punching bag.
So my why ultimately is health. I don't have a huge desire around, like, I'm not a vain person, as you can tell by my hair and my dirty hat and my baggy clothes.
Missing a tooth.
And I'm missing a tooth. Yeah, I don't think of myself as vain. I mean, everyone has some vanity. Like, I have a little bit of that. I think it's more for my, like, long-term health.
Okay.
Like, I'm just a little heavier than I want to be.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
and then that why goes to, like, of course, for Jess and the boys. Like, I want to be around for a long time, right? Like, my ultimate why always comes back to, like, them.
Yeah.
You know, but to get to them, I have to be, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so then how often, like, when you restart, how often do you normally track until you quit?
It seems like less than a week.
Less than a week?
Like a week-ish, and then I'm just like,
are you consistent when you first start? Like, you're like, I'm going to do this again.
I do great. First couple of days, like, nail it.
And then do you slowly peter out?
Yep.
Okay.
You just use your name.
Yep. When
peter out.
You
petered out.
Yeah.
When
I'm petered out.
I don't like the way that sounds at all.
So after a few days, when you stop opening it,
mm-hmm.
what do you see? Like, why?
So I guess that's I don't know. I haven't really, like,
is it like you forget,
I know I think about
or are you intentionally not?
No, I intentionally don't do it. Like, I think about it and I'm like, no.
Defiant.
I don't want to press the button. Yeah. And then I started then I was like, well, this thing's stupid. Like, there has to be an easier way.
You did talk about how you're lazy but efficient.
I'm lazy by nature. Yes. That's going to be an episode.
So a year ago, you asked me for help.
Yeah.
And you were pretty...
I haven't talked to you since on purpose.
Yep. And you were really compliant. And then the few times that I've tried to, like, re-engage with you, you want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Including right now.
You brought it up.
I did bring it up. But I think this is an important one because, like, so yours is like you're trying to start something totally different and new for you. Like, you have a history of this going back to high school. Mine is something that I've already done and had a lot of success with and was really proud of that I was able to do that for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. It seems like I should just be able to do it again. And I can't. And I bet you there's a lot of other people out there that probably happens. Peter, you do a lot of health coaching and stuff with people and meet a lot of people. This probably happens a ton with people who have exercised for years, stopped for a little bit, can't get back on it, or did healthy eating for a long time, stopped. So I'm guessing I'm not alone. So I wanted to bring up this example because I think it's a little bit different than yours, Gianna, but also very pertinent to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, start back to what you were saying.
So why don't we solve your problem right now? Would you like to re-engage?
I would love to do that.
Okay. Do you do well with accountability? Meaning, like, you have something set up outside of your own self in your own like discipline where you have to be accountable. It doesn't have to be me, but to somebody that you respect and that you will take their feedback.
Yes.
Okay.
In general, I do well with accountability.
Okay. So who would you like that person to be?
It can be you. It's fine.
Do you want it to be me?
Oh, well, Gary, me and Peter are going on this journey next week, so we can all be accountable.
No, I'm not looking to get cut. Whatever you two do.
You have to stop assuming.
You two are
you're not assuming.
That's what you keep saying. That's what you keep saying.
I just want to see some more muscles.
Yeah, you literally have been like, we're going to get, like, what do you keep saying? Like, we're going to get jacked, or we're getting cut, or we're doing
different reasons.
Sure, that's not my reason.
That's okay.
So I don't want to do your thing.
But we're not doing mine.
I don't want to be part of that little group.
But it's accountability.
This is what happens. This is exactly what would happen if you tell me to, like, good job putting your laundry away.
That's something else that we need to dive deeper into.
Listen, Gianna, this is my time.
Do you think daily accountability would be helpful?
What would that look like?
So it would basically be at the end of the day, you just, like, I did it. Like, just whatever.
Did what?
Like, tracked.
Track your day.
So is tracking the only way for me to accomplish this
I would know what it meant. So the reason why it works for you really well is because you will you will follow the rule that you've set forth, if you have the number that you know will get you to the goal, then you won't go over it. I know that. So that's why tracking is helpful for you. And so really the solution is just that you have to find a way to consistently track for like a month.
What do
you think the most efficient way to do that is?
Well,
for this stated goal.
Would
it be using like an app and entering things in? Would it be just, is
use
there a version of this where I can just talk?
if
Oh, I see.
they're
Hold on. Use the app that you're the most familiar with. And just accept that
I think that app makes me feel like I fail. I think that's part of the problem. I use Lose It historically.
What? Just use
so here's what happens.
Use
So here's what happens. I don't like macro stacks.
Why?
I find it like cumbersome. But anyway, when I go on to Lose It, I think it makes me feel bad. Like in the sense that it literally says like, welcome back. Like the first time. I think they should get rid of that feature. It almost reminds you that you suck.
I don't like that.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, welcome back, like loser.
Yeah. Fancy seeing
It's
you
been a
here
while.
again.
Your last tracking date was like 66 days ago. I'm like, and
I'm
we're
done.
going to shut that.
Yeah, just accept it about yourself that you're the type of person that needs to track periodically to get back to where you want to be, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean anything negative about you.
I just want to say welcome back. Can you open it for me the first time?
Yes, I can open your tracking app for you.
Thank you.
And then so let's commit to do it for a month. We're just
Okay.
At the end of the day, you're just going to text me the thing that you did it, and then that will tell me you did. And if you didn't,
I'm texting you that I tracked. Would you like me to do it on MacroStack so you can just see it? Or do you think the texting is like an important part of it?
Texting is an important part of it. I want you to do it on the app that is the one that you're most likely to want to use.
Which one do you like? Gianna?
This is my first time doing it. I've never done it.
You never tracked food before? Oh, what are you going to use? MacroStack?
I guess.
Yeah.
And let me just be clear. Tracking isn't for everybody, and not everybody has to track.
Yeah.
But I think the strategy of tracking for Gary is really helpful because he will be beholden to the number that he agrees upon. He just has to do the act of actual tracking. I totally understand why some people who are on a weight modification journey, losing some weight, increasing muscle mass, don't want to track. They have some scale fear. They think that they don't want to get too obsessed. Fine. There's always a strategy that you can do, but more data is better. And the more data that you have to work off of, the more objective decisions that you can make. And so I know for you, what you've had success with in the past is we just have to replicate it, which means you just have to find some consistency of being beholden to the task that you set forth, which is tracking.
So is the goal right now just to track, or is the goal to achieve the calorie part of it?
I think you can do both at the same time. I mean, do you feel like you're in a place where you want to be a bit tighter and a bit more disciplined?
Yeah.
Is Jess going to be on board?
Yeah, Jess is always on board with whatever.
Because I know you two like.
Jess is on board. Like if I want Jess to eat a candy bar and have a beer, she'll do that.
Oh, she'll say yeah.
And if I want to eat a salad, she'll do that. Up? Yeah. Jess, she's easily influenced, as am I. Sometimes we're not great for each other.
Fine. Then if we're going to do
30-minute nap.
Yeah, 30. Oh, those are great.
That did sound really nice the other day.
So if we're going to do this, then let's just establish a baseline again.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Sounds good.
It's not good. I hate this podcast already. Okay. So I think then, so those are two good examples. They're a little bit different as to where we're each at in our different journeys, but I think it gives like a different approach. And I think what we talked in and around is this idea that, habit formation or habits don't have to rely on trying to be better at willpower, discipline, right? It's about trying different things. And I think we identified here like different approaches that we could do.
It's problem solving and finding a way to work with your own personality. Everybody has their own unique thing that drives them and their own unique skills and so on and so forth. And no one way works for everybody. So it really is a different process for every single person. And it's the problem solving nature of coming up with how to do it right, as opposed to trying to fit into a box of what like everybody else does, which is why like I find social media influences, like I don't find those very helpful for the general populace because not every strategy works for every one person, which is why like, a health coaching program like us is specific to the human being, which is why I think people have success with it.
Oh, yeah, because lots of people will know, okay, I have to eat whole foods, I have to exercise, but that looks different for everyone. I think that's what's like social media just doesn't show the uniqueness of how that looks different for everyone.
There are some fundamentals that everybody can generally fit into, but the actual path and the process that is the best for the individual is absolutely different for each person, for sure.
All right. So before we wrap this episode up, Peter, what are you going to do different in order to read more? because you stated this in a text to me the other day.
You want to read more.
That he wants to like read more.
I mean, so I've stated this for a long time.
You stated it for a long time.
I know.
He has yet to achieve said goal. So
yeah, fine.
He gives us advice. So I want to hear what
give myself advice.
Yeah, or maybe John and I might be able to help you. So let's see.
So the barrier, I know exactly what the barrier is. The barrier is that I have trouble sitting still, and I also feel guilty about sitting down. And so for instance, when I'm at work, I'm not going to read. When I'm at home, I want to be spending time with my children. And so then therefore, the only time in my brain that I have to do it is when I've entered my bedroom to go to bed. So I think that that's probably the first barrier I need to cross is maybe I just literally start with 10 minutes. I plug my phone in, I lay down, I take out whatever book it is that I have a reading light. I just have to open the pages, start with a tiny little amount of time that is like super easy to get to. And just like we said to him, he has to make it through a month. If I can just make it through a month of consistency most days of the week, then it will be far easier, and I'll actually start to get some reward because in general, when I used to read, when I was much younger, I enjoyed it. And so I know I'll enjoy it again. Literally the barrier is just that I don't. So I think that that's probably the best and most likely way that I'll be successful with at least starting some type of consistent reading.
Why do you want to read?
Because I want to learn. I think I love to learn, and reading is a great way to learn. I'm kind of a slow reader, so it requires some time to do that. But what it is. That's my excuse. That's what I tell myself. But yeah, it's because learning is great, and I think that I would learn a lot if I read.
So I have a couple thoughts on that. Are you open to suggestion? So I have a problem with you doing it right before bed because sleep hygiene is super important, and there's some data behind reading right before bed is actually disruptive to sleep. And because you're putting like sort of information, thoughts, ideas into your head right before you're about to lay down. And so it's not as disruptive as say like scrolling on social media or something like that, but it can be disruptive to sleep because it's like you're using your brain, like you're activating your brain and then you're trying to like stop. And so what most people suggest when it comes to like sleeping well is to kind of wind that stuff down like
an hour ahead
of time and not picking up a book like right before you're about to go to sleep.
I mean, I guess it depends on the content, right? But
it does, but you're still putting information into your brain, right? So anyway, I think it's a great place to start, and you can certainly do that. But I just want you to be aware of the fact that it could affect your sleep. But two, I think there is nothing wrong, and I think that maybe sometimes you think this, that there's nothing wrong with audiobooks. And for you, for instance, like you hop sometimes in here, you'll hop on the bike in between clients. Maybe it's like just because you don't have somebody for 15, for 30 minutes or something. You'll hop on the bike and you just ride. Why not dig your headphones in and just listen to an audiobook? Because you're still going to learn. It's still, I know it's not reading with your eyeballs, but it's reading, right? You're still getting the information. And
you listen to audiobooks?
I do sometimes. I prefer the audiobook.
Do you find that you can download the content into your brain the same way as hearing it as reading it?
So I can. I also listen to a lot of podcasts, so I'm kind of used to that.
Don't you listen to podcasts? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar for me. You have to stay focused on it. You certainly can't get distracted by your phone and like do other things. Otherwise, you'll tune it out. Yeah. You have to go at it with the intention of I'm going to process this information. But I think now you're moving, right? You're exercising, which you enjoy. You're habit stacking because you're doing something that you enjoy while also trying to do the new thing. Right? So you're exercising and then adding the reading to something you already enjoy. You're doing it in a time that you wouldn't normally be doing the other things that you mentioned, like spending time with your kids or whatever. So I think there's a stigma sometimes for people around like audiobooks isn't reading, and I don't think that that's true.
I've just never tried it.
Yeah.
I have no...
Yeah.
So it's an alternative for you.
You could really set a time that, okay, it's going to be 10 minutes. So 10 minutes of me focusing on this. 10 minutes of the audiobook.
Yeah. So I'm going to need some help from you then. I don't know how to listen to an audiobook. Like I don't know what software, so on and so. I've literally never tried. So just after the podcast, like tell me the software to get how I would get these books and so on and so forth. Yeah. And I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's an option, right? Yeah. You have two options. We'll figure it out. So we'll hold each other accountable, Gianna, holding you accountable to the laundry. Well, Peter's holding you accountable to the laundry. Peter's holding me accountable to tracking. And then we're both holding him accountable to some sort of reading.
Sounds great.
And then we'll follow up on this in future episodes.
I like it.
Very good. That is the end of the pod. And
this
with
was
that,
very helpful. Different life.
Nope.
Be different.
We're working on it. She knew. She wasn't even on the first episode.
I have no memory. Be different.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not doing better every day.
Be different.
Yeah, we're doing be different. So Peter, with that.
Be different.
Be different.
Be different.